Baltic Street is an entity for the people. We try to provide a safe haven, especially for those of us who have been, how shall I say, around the wheel or, possibly broken in spirit in the past. We try to provide the comfort of compassion, empathy, love.
Just the fact that we're steady growing. I mean, from a program with 9 people to an agency, over 100 people. I think we're amazing. I mean, we're going on 20 years, but we just got started. When the future looks back at this movement, one of the things I hope they see is Baltic Street, big, bad, and shining. But one of the things I got to do is that I got to go out and tell people about what Baltic Street was gonna be. And you know what? We've surpassed everything that I told people back in the beginning. And we're still growing.
We're closer to $5 million, working with about 90 to 100 people at any given time employed, and serving over 5,000 people a year in the human services field. I feel that's quite an accomplishment for someone who is never going to work again or never live on their own again.
The stories that come out of Baltic Street are still, to me, nothing short of amazing. The adversity that can be gotten through, the obstacles, the barriers that can be overcome through support, through TLC, through having conversations with people that won't pathologize what you're going through. They will empathize. They will be able to offer the kind of support that feels warm and fuzzy, that does make up for a lot of the coldness that we experience in the rest of the world.
I didn't understand. I didn't know what I was going through. I don't even know where I was at, but I knew I was someplace, and the problem was, who could help me? How can I get out of this? How can I rise to a level of reality? How can I be who I am with my limitations? Be accepted as who I am, with my problems and the whole nine. And this is what I deliver to my peers.
We do encourage people to try to, deal with things, because it's a coping skill.
It's like a shared reality in, throughout the world. Humankind, we have problems, we just have to deal with them.
It takes a little bit of time for people to understand that we're real, and that we're not here to judge, and we're not here to evaluate. We're just here to give our experience, strength, and hope, so that you also may come back and things will get better.
The more I see them, the more I participate in working with my peers, the more reality-based the whole scene becomes between me and them.
You come to Baltic Street, we'll celebrate you.
Never give up into life, whatever goals you have.
It's scary that there are brothers and sisters out there who are still losing hope and have no concept that it's all out there, that it's still waiting. At some point you have to say, I'm going to take my recovery in my own hand, and I'm going to try something new.
Don't give up.
We're an employer of people with disabilities or abilities that are this.
Nothing that happens to Baltic Street amazes me, because in my head I always thought we were going to be big and bad and offer services that had been offered before, but we were going to do it with such a flair that people were going to get it. Our people were going to get it. And that's what we're doing. But we were going to do it with such a flair that people were going to get it. Our people were going to get it. And that's what we're doing.
It was quirky enough and funky enough and touchy-feely enough for me to have all of my senses satisfied.
Helping people make informed choices. And that's what I've been hearing over the years has been helpful in people achieving their goals.
Think outside the box.
We don't look at the fact that you haven't worked or you don't have a job or you're afraid of every little thing.
You know, we have to go work through the fear. Fear of failure stops a lot of people short. But, you know, if you don't ask the question, it's always no.
We don't put you down for that. We try to find ways to encourage you, to accept who you are, and to realize that this is not the end of the road, that you can move on.
I feel that if we keep moving towards providing the best services, no matter what happens, people are going to want to come to us. The ability to engage and connect with people and to start a relationship. We all know that relationships are everything. And if you can gain the trust of people coming, that sometimes we overlook the difficulty that clients have coming forth to go back to work. That's a tremendous step for them to take. And we might just think, oh yeah, really, you want to go back to work? Well, how brave are you to kind of take that step and come through this door and say, can you help me to get back to work? So we never lose sight of that.
Ask the next question, you know. Don't just say, you know, this is where I am, I don't know where I'm going, but walk me through to the next step.
You're sitting there alone by yourself, wondering, what do you do next? How do you stop the pain? I would say, give me a call. I used to be you, and in a lot of ways I still am.
The greatest gift we can give someone is the knowledge to be able to help themselves.
In the beginning, you know, I don't think it's like, oh, here comes somebody else trying to sell us a dream. And I'm like, I'm not selling you a dream. I'm selling you reality. Your life, you can change it. But you have to want it, you have to go after it, you got to grab it like the chicken around the neck, you know, and you have to say, this is what I want. It's a struggle. But it's a good struggle. It's a healthy struggle because you begin to grow. Yeah, I'm not selling hope, I'm giving hope.
Hooking up with Baltic Street is absolutely a way to instill hope in yourself.
Baltic Street works to find that better way. And we do it every day in all sorts of ways.
I feel I bring hope. I feel I bring inspiration, realization, sometimes actualization.
If I can instill hope into somebody, that someday their life will be better, then my job is done.
Because it has a lot to do with acknowledging and growing and breathing and seeing and believing and understanding, you know, and supporting.
So finding somebody to talk to that can shake their head and go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, let me tell you about the time, you know. It does offer hope.
Hope is so important, and a lot of people who've been institutionalized for so long don't think that it will ever be different.
Hope is key to recovery, whether it comes in small packages or large packages.
One must have hope, I mean, in order to grow and believe in oneself. So for me, it was like there were times I felt like hope was running out. I mean, I felt like, what is my purpose? Well, I thank God that God, kept me alive, whatever kind of trauma I went through and everything, and gave me the opportunity to become a peer specialist, because now I really have an opportunity to share and to learn from other people and to just grow as an individual.
Hope is so important. It's the first thing in recovery. It's hard for people to achieve sometimes, but you have to believe that it's there.
Hope is very important.
And I have very, very bright people who come to my groups 3-4 times a week, and they don't think that their life will ever be different. And I'll say, okay, yet.
You should always never give up on hope. So, as far as that, hope is very important to a person's wellness and recovery.